It's a common quote that I assume you guys have heard before, that in order to love someone else, you have to love yourself first. But why is that so hard? Why is it difficult to look at who you are in the mirror and love who you see? If you don't like something about it, then just change it. If there's something that you can't change, then just remind it that it's you. Remind yourself that's who you are. On paper, it sounds so easy. But why do I have such hatred for myself then? Welcome to a new video where I'm talking about self-hatred and depression and how that does influence your view of others, but also how that stops you from interacting with others. It's interesting being, I guess, a YouTuber. I don't edit my videos much because I don't like the sound of my own voice. I've always struggled with that, and when I was a kid I had a really high-pitched voice, and people made fun of me for it often, and I really didn't like it. I wanted to have a different voice. This kind of gave me trouble when, I had to ask someone for something. I hated that. I hated confrontation. I feel like it kind of tied into hating my voice in a bigger picture is just not liking who I was. I struggle with that now a lot. There'll be some days where I'm fine and, I'm accepting of who I am and confident. And then other days I'll wake up and I'll feel like absolute shit and I don't want to be me. I think that's the hardest thing to come to grips with is I don't want to be myself. I don't even know why. It's not like I open my phone and open Instagram and I'm like, man, I really want to be this person. It's not even that. It's just I don't like who I am. And I don't know if there's any solution to it. I recently watched Evangelion, and the lesson in that is to take care of yourself, because in order to open your heart to others, you have to appreciate yourself first. That stuck with me, and it makes sense, because how can you put your love on others if you don't have that love for yourself, right? And I've been thinking about that, and the problem is I don't know how to love myself. I was never really taught that, and I'm kind of at a loss. I'm trying to figure out a way to do that and to be more accepting, but at the same time, every single time I make progress, it feels like I take 2 steps back and I'm back at square one. I feel comfortable enough in my body. It's not a huge issue. I'm a fairly skinny guy. I'm quite tall. I'm 6'3" and 135 pounds. And so I'm what you would call lanky. And I don't really struggle too much with my body image just because I don't care too much. It's more what I think and my actions and that sort of thing. When I make a mistake, I don't forgive myself. I dwell on that because I shouldn't have made that mistake to begin with. I am trying to be nice to everyone. It's a hard thing to do because I'm trying to think about why they would be the way they are. And that's why I should accept them for who they are, which does work. It's one of those things. So let's say someone's mean to me. I'm like, well, it's because of the way they're raised, or they're under a lot of stress that day, that sort of thing. So it helps me kind of understand their point of view. And so I was trying to do that. In the same vein, I'm trying to understand why I'm the way I am. I don't want to blame my parents necessarily, but I think my upbringing has a lot to do with who I am today. I was very secluded as a kid. I didn't go on many play dates. I didn't go out often. I live about a half hour from the nearest town, and my parents didn't drive me often, so I feel like that has something to do with it, where I never learned to be around people often, to communicate like that. And so now I'm trying to, and it's just difficult. And so, like I said, there'll be times where I feel like I have it down pat, where I feel like I'm making progress. But then something clicks, and it's usually when I go to sleep and wake up the next day, or something changes, and I just feel like I made no progress again. I'm back to square one of despising who I am. And I don't know why that is. I don't think I'm a bad person. I struggle accepting that I'm me. And what am I supposed to do? I can't change who I am, really. And I'm kind of stuck at the point now where, I feel lonely. And I don't want to put this on someone else. That's my other problem is it's a cycle where I feel like this because I'm alone. But to not be alone, I need to find my group of people. But in finding my group of people, I would also put my issues on them, which I don't think is fair. I don't want to do that to anyone. And so it's kind of this cycle of self-hatred and depression that I'm trying to climb my way out of. I don't understand how people can be so happy with themselves. And I don't know if it's something I just have to learn with age, or, it'll come to you when it does. But right now, I just feel like I don't want to be myself. And that's me being dead honest. And I would never tell anyone I know in person, like in real life, that, because I feel embarrassed admitting it. But it's true. I can't selflessly love someone before I can accept myself, because I'm always going to have some sort of issue until I can figure out how to accept me for who I am. Loving someone else is very difficult, and maybe even impossible. And so I guess there's nothing to do except wait until I figure out how to accept me for me, and then I can open my heart to others. Or maybe someone can teach me to love myself. But until then, I'm just kind of stuck in this cycle of nihilism and negativity. I won't go into detail in this video, but I do have a few addictions. And every time I slip up and relapse, instead of looking at it as a mistake and moving on, I dwell on it and think about how awful of a person I am. And I've tried so hard to stop that because it's not fair to me. But I can't. And I don't know how to. I'm gonna wrap up this video. I think this was a fairly heavy one. I wasn't expecting this. It's like 9 o'clock in the morning for me. I just had a coffee and I was school the rest of the day. So yeah, I wasn't expecting it to go this dark, but I hope you guys, actually, I hope you didn't relate to this one. I don't want to have you guys going through anything that I am. I make these videos for awareness and for other people to know that they're not alone. It's one of the most difficult things is when I talk about things like this, I will go into YouTube and I won't be able to find anything on that topic, and so it feels like I'm alone. I don't want anyone else to feel like that, so I hope that if you are feeling like this, that's okay. I'm going through the exact same thing, friend. Okay? So, moral of the story, love yourself. You're beautiful. And there's no one else like you in the world. And I want you all to take care of yourselves, okay? Whatever you're going through, you can do it. I believe in you. I'll wrap this video up here. If you have any questions or comments, definitely let me know. I love hearing from you guys. But take care of yourselves. See you in the next video, okay? Bye-bye.